What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share the video. Hit the join button and become a member. Why? Members get exclusive content. Hit the bell icon on my channel so that you receive a notification every time that I drop a video, and you can go and check the video out. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Appreciate everyone's support, supporting the Stay Free People movement, the Go Up movement, as we try to take this to another level. Let's get into it. This story takes us to Corcoran State Prison. There, a non-affiliate attacked a Crip in a chow hall. I personally thought all hell was about to break loose. I believe his name was Mike. Some of us called him Crip Mike on the yard in Corcoran in 1995 on CR. He was from Fresno, 6 Deuce Diamond Crip. I was locked up in YA with a few 6 Deuce Diamonds. The homie Six Pack, I believe that they said he had passed away. 6 Pack from 6 Deuce Diamond and some other dude, another little brown skinned dude, I cannot recall his name. But I know some 6 Deuce Diamonds. And there was some there on the yard in Corcoran. There was a few of them, a few dudes from up north Crip, period. A few Fresno dudes, Sacramento, the whole nine. And they had a pretty strong car. They were also a part of the Crip car. They had their own up north car going. They were also a part of the Crip car. And Mike, he was light skinned with long hair, a player type dude. But Mike wasn't he wasn't soft like you would probably think some player type dudes are, even though all of them are not. These so-called pretty boys. Mike had something going with a female CO there, and they had many interactions. I don't know how deep their relationship went, but they had something going on. And this was sort of Mike on the yard, popping his collar, a player type dude, beginning to go to the visiting area and make things happen. At first, he was dependent on a Fresno car to make things happen. But then he had ended up cracking abroad on one of them dating websites or something back in the days. And she began to come and visit him and drop him off the sack. And Mike started regulating on the yard. Mike had respect on the yard, even though he was a player type. Again, he had the player mannerisms, but he still had gangster in him. I could see that. Mike and I did business as well. The homie, my OG homie Pac-Man from 5 Deuce was on the yard. He had shit sold up. Him and Mike began to do business. So Mike and with my Ace Boom Capone, Big Black from 107, Hoover, rest in peace, we was on the yard together real tight and tough. Him and I did business with Mike. So Mike had a reputation amongst our car anyway as for being a straight up businessman. Someone that did not play games and did what he was supposed to do. Now this is Corcoran, a level 3. Even though, as I've said in the past, Corcoran was the most violent level 3 that I've ever been on. It resembles a level 4, but still not a level 4. So the politics are a bit watered down in relation to level 4 politics. Nevertheless, it is prison and still a volatile environment. Mike bearing in mind, apparently, that the politics are not up to par, apparently felt like he was going to pull a doozy on some non-affiliates. Now, I don't know this to be fact. I was there, but I was not involved in their dealings. 2 non-affiliates was on the yard in the building with Mike. They too were from up north. Fresno, Vallejo, what have you, I don't know. But they didn't gang bang. People have asked me what happens to non-affiliates in prison. Do they have to, pay taxes? Are they targets? Or, do people try to pick on them, etc.? I'm going to do a video on that soon. On non-affiliates, on whether or not they have any say-so, power, respect behind the walls. But if you are a man, regardless of where you're from, or if you're from nowhere at all, then you're going to garner the proper respect. Take, for example, my brother King, my brother Aki. He's a strong individual. He does not gang bang, but he grew up in the Hoovers, grew up in a gang banging neighborhood. Also frequented Watts, Compton. So he has certain stuff in his soul, even though he doesn't gang bang. If he were ever to go to prison, and he never would, just using this hypothetically, I have complete and total confidence that he would be just fine. No one would dare cross him or denigrate or belittle him to the point of violence, regardless of the fact that he doesn't gang bang. So you have non-affiliates there. That's because of the way that he carries himself. Strong, intelligent, cares about black people, works out, eats healthy. You know, a man. You don't have to gang bang to be a man. So even though you may be a non-affiliate, that doesn't mean that you're going to be a pushover. Some dudes this doesn't really register with. They cannot digest the concept that non-affiliates are strong individuals as well. Mike, bearing this in mind, apparently began to have shady dealings with these two non-affiliates that was in the building with him. When he was dealing these illegal substances was Mike. At first, everything was running smooth. They had many interactions and many dealings, and the non-affiliates was getting enough from Mike to where they was making a little money on the yard as well. No one was trying to take anything from them. No one was trying to take their sack. No one was trying to punk them or any of that. These two dudes had respect on the yard, just as brothers. And they was on the yard making money, even though they were not from any particular car. But again, sometimes people will take advantage of the fact that you're not from a car, feeling like you don't have adequate backup, that you can't do anything if they were to try something against your person. That is not necessarily true, and certainly not always the case. So whatever the case, Mike was having dealings with these two non-affiliates. Both of them were getting stuff from Mike, sending him the money ahead of time because he had so much going on that you had to get in line. And if you didn't have your money there by the time he had got the stuff, you just gonna be ass out. He moving on to somebody else. So they were sending their money ahead of time, and everything was going smooth for a couple of months. But the more money they sent and the more money they made, the more money they began to send to Mike. And Mike is elevating. He's getting up there. He hasn't reached his apex yet, but he's getting money on the yard, a lot of respect, people kissing his ass. The police know who he is. They pretty much know what he's doing. He has the female cop in his back pocket. This is a level 3. A lot of dudes, they don't have life sentences. There's not a lot of weapons involved, and if there is a removal. So he feels like, he can be the big man on campus. In this sort of environment, if you're on a level 4, you still may not be the big man on campus because there's so many dudes there that are strong. You're going to have to really stand out amongst the pack. But on level 3, it's like, playing for college and playing for the NFL. You can't do the same things in the NFL that you were doing in college because the athletes are bigger, stronger, and faster in the NFL than they are in college. And level 3 and level 4 is pretty much the same thing. But there on a level 3, Mike was able to do a few things and get away with it. But as I said, the business that he was handling with the Hoover car, at least, was always on the up and up. The non-affiliates apparently had sent Mike a lot of money on one of these occasions, and were now waiting on their product. And Mike is slow dragging. He's not giving it to him. Now, the non-affiliates are becoming impatient and feeling like they're now being targeted and being played because they've sent the most money that they've ever sent now to Mike, and he's not delivering. When they confront Mike about it, Mike tells them that they have to wait, that he has a whole host of people that have already sent money. They're not special. That when he gets to them, he'll get to them. Now, that wasn't the deal when they sent the money. They had a specific date on when they were to receive their product. That date has come and gone, and Mike is being nonchalant, disrespectful even, by telling them, I'll get to y'all whenever I get to y'all, and that's just it. Is it because they're non-affiliates? Would he have talked to other people like this that had protection and were from a car, people that he respected? I don't know. One day out on the yard by the basketball court, Mike used to play basketball a lot. The dudes had come over, the non-affiliates, and asked to holler at Mike. I was right there. I heard this conversation, this interaction. I can speak to this personally. I was on the basketball court. They used to call me Baby Shaq. I'm dead serious. In that paint, you don't want to smoke. I use my weight. I'll bully you, bash you down up in that paint, and go up and yam on you. Try me. At any rate, I was on the court too, doing what I normally do. And the two non-affiliates approached and told Mike, hey, Mike, can we holler at you, bro? While we were playing basketball, Mike was like, man, I'll holler at y'all in a minute. Again, he was being dismissive and didn't want to be bothered with these dudes, but he has their money and a lot of it. And now they're beginning to take this like, again, he's only doing this because he thinks that we are cowards. And so they stood right there and waited for the whole game to be over. And then Mike did walk over there to him, and they began to argue. And I can hear Mike saying, bro, I done told y'all already. I ain't sending the money back because that's a done deal. I don't even got that money like that no more. I had to invest that money. I got something going on. I got to pay for this stuff. I know I told you I have it on a certain day. I didn't have it, but I'll have it. But the dudes were made privy to the fact that Mike had just had transactions on the yard earlier that day. So Mike is telling them that he doesn't have anything. That yes, he went to the visiting area, but he didn't get his stuff. His girl didn't bring it, or she didn't bring what she was supposed to bring. So y'all just got to wait. But now they didn't got word that this is all a lie. He's out on the yard smoking with his homeboys. He out here making all these dealings. They see what's going on. The word, whenever you come back with the sack, everybody gonna know about it for the most part. That's just what it is, bro. So he's not fooling anybody by saying that he doesn't have it. They don't believe that. They let that go as well. But apparently, they were conversing amongst themselves, deciding something had to be done. One day there in the chow hall, not long thereafter, we walked the chow in Corcoran. There were a few incidents that went down in that damn chow hall. We were all sitting down eating dinner. And Mike came in, and the two non-affiliates were sitting right there. They were looking at each other, cross-eyed. And Mike finally asked the non-affiliates, man, what y'all busters looking at? Called them busters. Now it was evident to them that Mike was indeed playing them, didn't have respect for them, and had never intended on giving them anything else, apparently. Or at least not anytime soon. He was going to make his money off of the money that they had gave him. He was investing in flipping that money, then he was going to get back to them. But when he called them busters, and when he came around and he went to the window and got his food tray and walked, they were already sitting at the tables. And when he walked around and got by the tables, one of them jumped up. One of the non-affiliates jumped up, the bigger one. Dark-skinned dude, little fake-ass waves. And he jumped up and fired on Mike. Now, everybody on the yard by now knows what's going on. Most people. They certainly know that Mike has this stuff coming in, that he has dealings going on. And most of us have got word that he's trying to play, as far as they're concerned, as far as people are saying, they're not affiliates. They heard the argument on the basketball court, etc. So people know what's going on. And I guess people felt like, man, that's on you, Mike. You know what I'm saying? We don't get involved with that. They're non-affiliates, but they're still black. These are our brothers. And we're not about to help you. Because I was surprised, as I said at the beginning, when the Crips didn't jump in. Now, this is a level 3. And it was only one-on-one. But even in those situations, a lot of times, it'll be a pack-out situation. Dudes don't stand by and let their homeboy even go one-on-one. If you put your hands on anybody from another car, typically it goes up. And when you think about the fact that it was a non-affiliate, and really, he was pummeling Mike. He was getting the best of him. He jumped up, fired on Mike. I was right there, bro, in the chow hall. Dropped him. Bam. Mike dropped his tray. Bam. Everything hit the floor. Spaghetti and meatballs. It was everywhere. And dude went down on one knee and started pummeling Mike. He was pissed. And Mike was on the ground trying to swing back, but it wasn't too much he can do. He didn't see it coming. He did not see the attack coming. He should have, because he just called him a bunch of busters. But he didn't see it coming. And dude was on him. And he looking around. The non-affiliate's looking around just knowing or thinking. And instead he's sitting there thinking he's a little nervous. He's making sure to make it clear that he ain't jumping in. He ain't move at all. It's silly. Because then if he had jumped in for sure, Crips would have jumped in and helped Mike. Because now it's a 2-on-1. So now the affiliate's jumping, packing out a Crip. It's not going to happen. But the Crips decided to let Mike go one-on-one though with him. Like, man, you know, you a Crip, but they black. We ain't finna pack these dudes out. We ain't finna pack him out. They ain't packing you out. It's a one-on-one. It's personal. It's business. They feel like you playing them. He feel like you playing him out his bread. We can't tell him not to be a man. Do what he got. He took off on him to handle your business. So everybody step back and let them handle it. And Mike got handled. The non-affiliate, yeah. He put tips on him. He put hands on him. He squabbled him down and beat him down to the floor, bro. He pummeled him. Right there in the chow hall until they came and sprayed and cuffed him up. He wouldn't get off of him for a while. And they kept Mike on the yard because they was basically like, you know, first of all, he had a little juice. And I guess they saw him as if not a victim, certainly the person that lost the fight. They did not see him as the aggressor. He was not the aggressor. The non-affiliate was the aggressor. He attacked Mike as soon as he passed by his table. He jumped up and fired on him. Bam, dropped him, and it was on from there. So he was the aggressor. So he saw Mike as the victim and left him on the yard, but he was walking around for a little while looking a bit like the Elephant Man. He was light-skinned. So you can see all the marks and prints on his little face. And that boy probably wanted to off himself after having that little black eye. You know how them pretty boys are. They think if you doing anything to their face, boy, look here. The life is over. He pummeled on Mike and beat the shit out of him. Right there in the chow hall over Mike taking his kindness for weakness, taking his patience for weakness, and being greedy. That's what it seemed like. Again, I wasn't inside of those dealings. I don't know exactly why Mike was not giving him what he had coming. Maybe it's true that he didn't have it. That just, man, you just got to wait for a little while and I'll get it to you. Maybe all that's accurate. I don't know. Or maybe he was just trying to play him. I don't know. But they felt like Mike was trying to play him out of their money, out of their sack. They had waited, they had been patient, and they had enough. When he went in the chow hall and called him a bunch of busters, dude took off on him. I don't know if that was a planned attack or if it was a spur of the moment, a crime of passion. But either way, it damn sure happened. And I'm sure Mike learned a valuable lesson. And again, none of the Fresno Crips jumped in, no other Crips jumped in. They let them handle that, bro. We all black. You know, shit. Ain't nobody about to jump in and be saving your ass when you're around here taking people money and trying to play them and all that. Ain't nobody here to save you. It is what it is. Handle your business. Mike ain't no buster, though. He was fighting back, but he just didn't have no win against the dude. And that's what happened there in Corcoran State Prison. I'll be back, and in the meantime, stay free, people.